Hello and welcome to the Tire Show for May 18th. Sorry for the late upload, had technical difficulties this morning, but wanted to get this video out to you at some point today, so it's a little bit later than normal, but here we are. I want to thank Slurp Them Noodles for the intro that he made this yesterday. If you guys liked it, leave a comment. You can check him out in the description of this video too. I'll link to his YouTube channel. He also made the thumbnail for today. So credit to him. He'll be helping us out a little bit on the channel every once in a while. So thank you to him, and let's jump straight into the news today. Well, main thing today is that the Oklahoma City Thunder reopened their practice facility today for voluntary individual workouts. Players were in the gym. They confirmed they have up to 4 players at a time and one staff member. No coaches are allowed, and players must stay 12 feet away from each other. No official decision on the season restarting yet, but several players are in favor. Chris Paul, being the president of the Players Association, had a phone call with other players along with LeBron James and Kevin Durant, and they said they wanted to finish the season, which this is big news right here with the Thunder opening their practice facilities. I know a couple other teams are doing it. The Lakers are supposed to do it either a couple days ago or next week. Um, but I mean, big news because Thunder, as the fifth seed right now at 40 and 24, need to finish up that uh, season and help it out, which they got some good news. Not really good news, but good news if you're a Thunder fan, because as Adrian Wojnarowski reported today, Bojan Bogdanovic decided to have surgery on his right wrist. It had been hurting him for a while. He had injured it in January. Uh, went ahead and had surgery because the discomfort was still there. It emerged during lockdown. His decision was to protect him and the franchise long term. He was in the first year of his 4 year, $73 million contract. The Athletic said he ruptured his, again, I'm going to get this wrong, scapholeate ligament. He's 31 years old. He was averaging 20.2 points per game, 4.1 rebounds, 2.1 assists, shooting 44.7% from the field, and 41.4% from three. He was the Jazz's second leading scorer behind Donovan Mitchell at 24.2 points, and the second highest 3-point percentage behind George Niang. In my eyes, you're going to need players like Mike Conley to step up now if you're Utah, because you just lost your second leading point getter, and Rudy Gobert's not a bucket getter. You're going to need somebody like a Mike Conley or a Joe Ingles who will step into his starting lineup to kind of take over that role and become that leader for a team that right now, as the 4th seed, definitely looks like they're hurting, because you have the supposed chemistry issues between Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell now after what happened with the whole coronavirus and them giving it to each other. I know Mitchell said he hadn't completely forgiven Gobert for it, and it's hard time in Utah right now. Especially now Bojan out. Jody Ingles got to step in. Royce O'Neal was a big piece of their playoff push last year, so we'll have to see if he does anything. But that's NBA news for today. Let's jump into a little bit of college football news. Big 12 Commissioner Bob Bowsley said in a statement today that he expects the NFL or the college football to return, or players to return to campus mid-June for the Big 12. I know the SEC and the Sun Belt are supposedly going to come back on June 1st to campus, but Bob Bowsley said that he expects them to return mid-June, either early July. The rules are no high fives, no weight spotting, no showering, no sharing of towels, and no passing footballs right now. NCAA President Mark Emmert said that no uniform returned means that it really is up to the states. If your state is allowing you to come back, then you can. We've seen what Oregon saying that they weren't going to allow any sporting events till September, which kind of delays Oregon football for that time. But states like California and Texas are restarting as of June 1st. A couple of states have already reopened, so those teams could get their players in as of June 1st or whenever they want to, according to this. Um, I know Lincoln Riley, we talked about this a couple days ago, said it was the most ridiculous thing he's ever heard. They've been going back on June 1st. But, I mean, they've been shut down since March 12th. Not one player has practiced since March 12th, unless you've been practicing at your house. And the season starts on August 29th. We're kind of at a halfway point between that. They've missed their spring games. They missed their spring practices. So it would be nice to get those players back before the season starts, just to get back into conditioning shape before the actual season starts. Got some NFL news too today. NFL engineers in Oakley are testing prototypes for a modified face mask that might contain surgical or N95 material. Thon Mayer, who's the medical professional for the NFLPA, said that this is basically going to be a mask that they put over the face mask to kind of protect the player. I don't know how that works officially because I would feel it'd be hard to breathe, especially playing football in a mask. But supposedly they found ways so it doesn't fog up. Oakley has glasses in the military that don't fog up, and that they could use that engineer on the NFL so that their face mask doesn't fog up with the mask over it. But it's very interesting to see. He's not exactly how it will look, but it would be realistic to the new design to cover the entire face mask. And he said that he has a high recommendation that all players do wear a mask when the season starts. Um, and the last thing I want to get into today is on May 18th, 2004, little this day in history, Randy Johnson, at the age of 40, threw a perfect game against the Atlanta Braves and one of my favorite players ever on that team, Chipper Jones. He said the toughest out of that night was the first batter who tried to bunt on base, but he struck out 4 of the next 5, finished with 13 strikeouts. And it's just a cool little bit of history, but we jump into my main man, Dax Fulton, 6'6", 225 left-handed pitcher out of Mustang, Oklahoma. He is projected to be a late first, early second round pick in the MLB draft in the next couple. I think that's on June 10th, but he is committed to OU. Depending on where he ends up in the draft, if he doesn't want to go to that team, he can always go to OU and then be redrafted in a year or two, depending on what happens there. Um, but he's got a really good fastball, curveball. His changeup is really good. Fastball's low 90, tops that at 95. A lot of comparison to Clayton Kershaw because the height, left-handed pitching. He did it a lot at Mustang, where he also pitched in the perfect game All-American game at the All-Star break at Petco Park. So it was his way of kind of showing the world where he's at. But he did just have Tommy John surgery, but according to his trainer, that's not an issue right now. That he'll be completely healed before the season starts. He wasn't going to pitch at Mustang this summer or the spring or summer because first off because of that injury, but it even kind of helped him with the season being canceled that he didn't have to put that pressure on himself to go back and play. But see where he goes, and good luck to him. But that's it for today. Tomorrow we're going to do a full recap on The Last Dance. I know there's a special episode tonight that Stephen A. Smith is hosting, so if you guys can watch that, I think it comes on at 7 here in Oklahoma. West Coast would be 5 o'clock, East Coast 8 o'clock. But tune into that. I'll have my review on the full Last Dance, or mainly that episode, but a little bit of everything recapping the show, and we'll go into a little bit more sporting news for the day. But that's it for me today. I want to thank Slurp Them Noodles again for the intro and the thumbnail, and leave a like, comment, tell me what you guys want to talk about. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Oh, and tell me if you like this new format that we're doing with the pictures instead of just my face. I know the technical difficulties came from me trying to figure this out, but it should be good now. But leave a like, comment, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Take care. God bless. Ciao.